This is Sargassum of WeAreChange.org here in Playa del Carmen, and nature is very strange as you're looking at brown algae in front of me called sargassum. Yes, and it's riddled all over this beach, and it's a rotting, smelly, thick brown goo that has utterly not only devastated the tourist industry here, but also a lot of the coral reefs, a lot of the nature, a lot of the fish, even the sea turtles are having a hard time surviving and sustaining, mainly because of this unprecedented sargassum. And again, when we're talking about sargassum, you're probably thinking about sarcastic orgasms. No, this is algae that is historically, throughout the last few decades has been present in this region. But what's different about what's happening now is that this is unprecedented with how much of it there is and the detrimental, astronomical effects that it's having towards the environment. And to talk about that plus a lot more, we have Scott here of CryptoGasmic.com. He's a part of the Bitcoin community. He graciously said, yeah, man, if you want to come down to Mexico, get some dental work done, relax, enjoy yourself, get away from the crazy, insane city that is New York City, come on down. He's been graciously hosting me here, and you've been telling me about this sargassum stuff. I mean, you see it, but when you start smelling this stuff, holy cow, it is not fun to be around. What do you make of this, and what has been the effects? Because you've been living in Mexico as an expat for a while. How have you been dealing with the sargassum here?
Thanks, Luke. Yeah, I've been here for about 4 years, and I moved here to get away from everything and live on a beautiful beach. And when I first moved here, I could come down here and swim. The water was crystal blue, and you can see it now. And the reality is, it's been getting worse and worse for about the last 2 years. We've probably had 10 nice beach days in 2 years. So it's really slowly starting to take its toll on businesses, plus people who live here, tourism. And it's just getting worse and worse. And I don't know what they're going to do about it, but something has to be done. But it's really affecting everybody. And it's, even me now, I'm thinking about moving to a different place. And everybody sort of says, it's not like this all the time, but the reality is it basically is at the moment. So, and I don't know what they're going to do about it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know why there's such a huge unprecedented amount of this algae. Again, they're trying to clean it up, but again, they could just rake it here, but again, look at the beach, look at the coastline. It's still inundated with this sargassum, which has mites in there, has bugs in there as well, and it's creating a lot of different problems. And it's not just here in Playa del Carmen, it's not just here in Cancun, it's all over the Gulf Coast, it's all over the Caribbean. There's even been sargassum found all the way up in the United States, in Massachusetts, and this is having a huge effect here. I mean, another important issue to understand here is that many people, many experts and scientists are pointing to the fact that this may be happening because of more pollution in the water. Pollution specifically coming from Brazil, coming from Africa, bacteria mixing together and creating this situation that the world, especially the Mexican Gulf Coast, has never seen before. You were telling me, like, this bar here, it was an extremely popular place. What are the effects that you saw with business here? Because everyone's saying tourists are coming here and leaving right away.
Yeah, like you said, Lou, I mean, firstly, I just want to make it clear that it's not just here. It seems to be every beach that is facing its east, right? Facing to the east. We went to Cozumel last week, which is that island just over there, 20 minutes on a ferry, crystal blue, pristine. So places like the Grand Cayman, 7 Mile Beach aren't affected, and places facing west. So it's not just here, but it's really having an effect on business. I've got a lot of friends that do business here, everything from guys that run paddle boards to restaurants to tourism industry. This used to be a place called Cannibal Royale. It was like the most popular bar in the place. They didn't close down because of the seaweed, but there's another brand new beach club that's just up here, and it's empty. They've only been open for 2 weeks. So it really is having a big impact. A few buddies that own bars and things, they say that tourism is down 30 to 40%, and I think the real impact is going to be next year. I'm on Facebook with a few of the sargassum in the Caribbean pages, and a lot of people are cancelling their holidays, all that sort of stuff. So it really is affecting everything, and people are really now talking about it. And yeah, we get people out here cleaning the beaches, but as you can see, you got to get it before it comes in, and we don't know what's causing it. There's different theories out there, everything from human waste to pollution from Brazil to America, all the corporate things from cattle farms and factories and stuff like that. And I think the one thing that everybody agrees on is that the temperature and the conditions of the water now, apparently, from what I've read, are sort of in a situation where they've never been before, where it's just perfect conditions to grow and grow. And when this sargassum breaks off, it spawns fast, and so they can clean it up all they want along the beaches, but it's out there. And originally everybody thought it just came from the sea of Sargassum, I think it was called, or the Sargassum Sea. But now there's a lot more theories into that it's a more man-made kind of issue.
Yeah, because this is unprecedented. This is something that the Gulf Coast really hasn't seen. And sargassum is natural. It's been happening throughout decades, but not in such a huge number that it is right now. And it's impacting the fishing industry. It's affecting the coral. It's affecting the turtles. Tourism, again, is the third source of income for Mexico, for the entire country. And they have decided to spend $3.2 million on efforts to try to clean up some of the sargassum. And what they really started to do outside of Cancun, which is not far away from here, is actually even set up a barrier to prevent some of the sargassum from going to the coastline and then pushing it out there to other kind of tides, so it kind of flows off in there. But I remember coming down here and I'm like, man, I can't wait to go down to Mexico. I'm gonna get some dental work done. I'm gonna go swim in the ocean. I love swimming in the ocean. It's extremely important for me to get out there, to get the salt water. It's amazing for your skin. It's amazing. It just makes me feel so much better. I remember coming down here and being like, "Ay, Dios míos, muy crapo," and because again, like when you look at this stuff, like it is, like even the runoff from it, it's just nasty, and the smell can't be described. There's a bunch of mites and flies on there. Some people say that there are positive effects to nature because of sargassum, but never has the environment seen so much of it. There is a huge effect on the coral life, and we have to understand some people are even trying to turn this into biofuel and plastics and trying to make the best out of this situation. I mean, Scott, you know, you're kind of an entrepreneur. You always make the best out of this situation, and you're even like, hey, I'm thinking about even just moving out of here. But how has the community been dealing here? I mean, we went to Cancun, we went to Cozumel just to swim in the ocean because that's really what I really wanted to do. And even in Cozumel, there was sargassum there, and it's facing away from you know, the tides of where it's really coming in from. But how are people dealing with this here, and you know, what are your hopes for the Mexican government to do something about this?
So the big change that I've noticed is over the last 2 years, what they were doing was they were digging it and they were burying it in the beaches, and they realized very quickly that that's the wrong thing, because what it does is it breaks up and it's causing all the brown in the water. So you'll see now they're stacking it. And what a lot of people are saying the answer is, you know, they really want the government to get involved. Apparently, the president has been here recently, and the Navy are actually out there trying to work out something what to do. So they are saying that they take it seriously, whether they do or not, but then they're also saying they don't have the money to deal with it. So what a lot of people are saying, that they feel the answer, is that this stuff can be turned into recyclable products, biofuels, stuff like that, that they should probably privatize a company, hire a company to deal with this, because there are, I don't know exactly what they are, but there are different sea tractors and things like that that can collect all this before they go, and this can be compacted and baled up and turned into biofuels and stuff like that. So there has to be an entrepreneurial answer to this, and I think that probably is the answer, but they've got to get out there and they've got to do something with this sargassum before it actually gets to shore, because they can clean this all day long, but it just keeps coming and coming and coming.
Yeah, it's insane. Scott, thank you so much. Anything else you want to say, or anything else you want to talk about specifically?
Don't let this deter coming to Mexico, because it's an amazing place and there's much more to do. We've had a great time, beautiful swimming pools and stuff like that. But you know, yeah, Mexico's still a beautiful place. Playa del Carmen's amazing. Come down, support the people. The people are friendly, lovely. I'm sure we'll get this issue sorted out. But yeah, just come down and see us soon.
Yeah. I mean, there's a reason I'm here more than I am up in the United States. There's a reason that I'm a lot happier here than I am in New York City. But yeah, definitely a new problem that Mexico has to deal with. How will they deal with it? Well, time will only tell, as of course we're just seeing some of the impacts. I mean, look at this. I mean, imagine, there's literally just no one out here, no one swimming out here, and everyone is just inside of town. So yeah, I hope this video was informative for you. If it was, share this video with your friends and family members. I want to thank all you amazing individuals who are supporting us through many different ways and supporting independent media. Without you, I wouldn't be here. And because of that, love you guys. Stay tuned for more here on WeAreChange.org.